All right, so I saw this and I realized this is a big thing in college football. I wanted to make a little video on it, even though I totally glanced over it while I was actually watching the game live. Okay, so during the stream, I made a joke because it showed Haynes King going like this, and I was like, oh, it's getting loud in there. You know, he's got to cover his ears so he can hear his coach. And then there was a lot of talk about the in-helmet communication. And I said it then, and I'm going to say it now, which is why I'm even making this video. This is just a scandal waiting to happen. And the reason why I personally feel this way is because who's to say that in a couple years, some way, somehow, right here in the fine print, coaches can talk to one player on the field until 15 seconds left on the play clock. I have a feeling that once it's all said and done, now I wouldn't call coaches cheaters for talking into their quarterback's ear all the way until the play clock. What's the rule in the NFL? How is it any different from college level to the NFL? Like when we're looking at guys, there are guys on the sidelines that have signs like play caller, they have wristbands. It's not like whatever your coach or your offensive coordinator is whispering in your ear is going to determine whether or not you can actually throw the ball 25 yards down the field and put it in a precise window, because clearly we didn't see anybody do that on Saturday. I mean, DJ couldn't throw the ball past 10 yards. King did have one deep ball, but you see what I mean? It's a little silly. I mean, let's just look at the other scandals. You know, we think about the Michigan one. NCAA issues notice of allegations for the sign stealing. Didn't Harbaugh get penalized or something for not properly doing visits during like the 2020 COVID year, or even this one right here. Iowa's head coach suspended for one game, considering with tampering of getting Cade McNamara over from Michigan. That was over a year ago. We've played a full season. We saw Iowa's offense. It's not like Cade McNamara was wowing people, draft prospects, scouts, NFL GMs, even Heisman hopeful, voters or something. Like, Iowa's offense stunk, and for them to suspend him for one game now, like it's literally like the Paul Feinbaum, and even now Paul Feinbaum's still complaining about Coach Harbaugh to this day. It's kind of like that Simpsons video, old man yells at cloud. Literally, the NCAA moves their feet so slow when it comes to suspensions and allegations. And I just have a feeling that whoever wins the national championship this year, whether it's Dan Lanning, Kalen DeBoer, and Jalen Milroe, if Kirby Smart and Carson Beck and the Georgia Bulldogs win the national championship this year, I guarantee in 2 or 3 years' time, after 2 or 3 business years, when the NCAA gets around to it or something, they're going to go in and they're going to be like, wait a minute, and they're going to try to find the most small, minute detail where it's like, well, in some of these snaps, there were times when Coach Smart didn't turn off his mic and it went all the way down to 0. Does that make sense? Because even now they're trying to go after Harbaugh and they're trying to strip Michigan's title, which if they do, whatever. At the end of the day, they beat Bama. They beat Washington. They beat Ohio State. At the end of the day, that is what happened. Their players went. And I'm not saying that because I'm the huge Michigan fan. It's like kind of like the Astros with the World Series forever ago. Or Louisville because they stripped Louisville's title for men's basketball. At the end of the day, the game was played and there was already a champion crowned. You can't change the past. Just saying. Just saying. Totally fine with communications to a linebacker or a corner, or a green dot, someone on the defense, and then someone on the offense, which is usually the quarterback. I'm totally fine with coaches talking to them, because how is it any different in the collegiate level of, hey, you look over to your coach on the sideline, he's got signs up, you've got your play call sheet on your wrist, versus in the NFL? There's no difference. There's no difference, dude. If anything, it's preparing them for the NFL. Anyways, that's my thoughts on that. Get you in the next one.